Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad, episode 21 with me, Sid. And last episode we raided that castle. And yeah, we got a wee bit of stuff. I am just processing up copper at the moment. That can go away for now. I have got a load of crap in my inventory at the moment because I'm running out of space. The reason for the copper is to address the running out of space. Yeah, and I harvested between episodes. I have harvested my carrots and my turnips, which have got a reasonable length of duration in here. Now, I'd like to make or work this episode on my forge and storage area, which is going to be above the forge, or at least storage area stroke cellar. I'm going to try and make it so it seals. That's the thought anyway. So this is going to be a bit of an episode of cuts to a degree, but we are going to grab some of you. I am definitely going to need you, and I'm almost certainly going to need a hammer of some description. Let me go and put down my back chest. So I think I've got one in there that's probably more worn than the others. We have, excellent. And what I would like to do is I want to basically make this so we've got the tent and a tent. So this will be the 7x7 of one tent. When you place it, there will be a little bit of a peculiarity because you're going to have to place both, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this. I'm going to add a little bit of that, and oh, I see what happened. Yeah, that's fine, doesn't matter. Right, so this is going to be that, and it's going to be like that, and then it's going to go like that. So that's how that's going to go, and then we'll have you, and you will go like that until we get to about here, at which point we want to change over. I'm ignoring him. I'm ignoring the cat. He's at the door. He always does this. It's his way, it's his means, it's what he does. Right, so we're going to head to here, where we will, we'll start off by shaving the corner. And then we'll do this. So we get this kind of thing going on over here. I also know I'm going to need more of those, but you are going to need some of that. It's going to be a pain, isn't it? I'm going to have to dig in. To do that. And we'll have to do the same elsewhere. But what we'll do is we'll get what we got: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do 2 and 2, and then we'll have a gap of 2 as the entrance. The walls will then come around here, and then they'll go up, and we'll have a little bit over the top. So I'm going to mix in a mixture of this conglomerate ashlar and some cobble in places and bits and pieces. And we'll see where we end up going from there. That's granite dry stone, which is all nice. That's granite cobblestone, which is all nice. Yeah, let me do a little bit of laying out, and I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, we're making progress. We have got the structure in. This needs a little work, which is going to require me now to come up with a slightly more creative way to get onto the roof, because I've just blocked that access. There you go. And I have got a slight problem that I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these fire clay ceramic bridge tiles, and I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. I have none. They're going to butt right up to this. This is going to be fine. Now these, I am kind of inclined, let's see if we can't just make that a little bit more gradual. Now if I change you down to that and do ooh, hello. But you can't do there. Okay, just do it like that then. That's fine. Still a little bit more orderly than that massive great block there. It's just these don't fit in very nicely with that. So we need to do these. They're ceramic ridge tiles, so we need to go and make some stuff. I'm going to need you, and we are going to need to make, I might have enough actually, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that makes me a shingle forming tool from the Brick and Shingles mod, imaginatively named, you see. I have put some decorative furnaces in. I got my decorative anvil. We'll get this. We need to get a bit of storage in and yada yada. But we need right now shingles. Shingles. They need to be fire clay shingles, which I know I have fire clay because there we go. And we need, let me just have a look, fire clay shingles can be made into these, and you need 3 per 2. Now I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I need 8. So how do I just craft them? Well, let's have a look. Like that. Okay, that's fine. It's not an interactive recipe in the world. So that will make 4. That will make 8. That's all I need. Can't believe they gave that durability. It's a bit of wood, for crying out loud. However, that does mean we need to fire that, so I've got to go and find myself the makings of a pit kiln. Got that. And everything's still growing nicely. Onions won't be long. That, by the way, does form, the reason I put that dirt ceiling on was to check that it forms a cellar. It does. So that's always a happy bonus, isn't it? Right, let me, and then some of that. And then some of that. And we're going to have to wait a hot minute for that to work out. So can I try and plan what I want to do? Because what I want in terms of storage is I want to do the hidden storage up at the top. Now we're going to move things around. I may actually put this as my ladder exit. This can be up on this side. Well, I'll tell you what, let's try that, shall we? It's not like I do. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out. And what we'll do is we'll seal up this window like so. So it looks like it was a window, but it's been since bricked up. Kind of works, doesn't it? And then we can pop the bed there. We can grab our ladder here. We can take you. I think I've got another one somewhere, but I don't really need one. I could actually even have, nah, maybe I can't get away with making that storage, but you know, that's it's an option. Like so. So this is our cellar. You'll notice when we come in here, that forms a cellar, and the actual lifespan of food in here is pretty damn good. In fact, if I were to take you out and put this 43-day crock in there, that's now 1.3 years. That is worthwhile in terms of storage. I would like to rationalise these a little bit. It won't make any difference to what I can store there, but some of these just don't make sense to me sticking out like that. Similarly that one, I suppose. Long as this still forms a seal, then I am absolutely fine. Right, so we got that. We've got plenty of room to put storage. We can put storage in at this level as well. In fact, I'd be tempted to try and put maybe actually I think I know what we can do there. That will work. And then we could even put some storage in the ceiling if we wanted to. I don't know how I'm going to make it look not silly, but that's fine, because you know the objective here is to move things forward. We'll move all of this over to this side eventually, but right now I've got to wait for those clay shingles to cook, so that's a thing. And I might as well, hold on, let me go down here. I might as well try to start making some sense of these, because I wanted nails to make lots of decorative chests. That was the key. I'm happy enough with a double chest in here, I think, to store my ingots. That should be fine. Although I could potentially have a decorative chest table and then have these on top of the table. Let me have a play around. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, well, welcome to the tidiest this has ever been. We got that there. We do need to take these out. They don't belong in the food storage vessels, but we'll sort out what we're doing there. And we've got the bed up here, which we can use to sleep. I'm not going to bother because, you know, and there's nothing down here either, which is great, because it's all out here. Every last bit of it has been piled up outside. I put my tools on the wall. This is everything I own in here. We've got the table, but that is nothing. My intention is to use that to make a series of tables across here. I think I'm even considering widening. Doesn't really matter because this wall's separate, is it? Does it? Isn't it? I may widen this. I may actually go and grab the relevant tools and widen that one up. I think there's a little bit of space in here. What have you got in? Oh, you've got that. That should not be that. It should have stayed in the ceramic vessel upstairs, because, you know, lasts longer. Although it's not going to last that long because things that I've moved. Move the ladder onto this side, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I have just cleared this out. Now this ladder is going, because what we are going to do is we are going to make ourselves, and I'm going to do it in, we'll do it in bronze. I need a bit of coal. Now that's going to be, now the fun starts, doesn't it? Now I've got to find my fuel, which I put down somewhere. Let's just have one piece of charcoal. I don't, there we go. Let's get you lit. Find myself a hammer and tongs, which I think is out here. I know I've seen them. There's some tongies, there's some hammery. And again, all of this is going to be, sorry, pardon me, distributed properly in here. But first things first, we need to just completely gut the space so we can start over, because you just couldn't move in there. Now we do have, I've added the advanced smithing mod because I do like that. I like the idea of being able to get maximal usage out of your ingots. So for example, it gives me the option of doing 4 nails and strips, 8 nails and strips from a double ingot, or 9 nails and strips from a double ingot. And 9 nails and strips is the maximum you can get from a double ingot. It doesn't waste anything, or at least it you know, there's less wastage. That's the thought. So what we need to do is pass this on. But what I want to do first is I would like to go and make, where are you? Paint scraper? No. Where are you, Mr. Fancy? Oh, hello. Herb rack hook. That's not what I'm looking for, but anyway. The path maker? No. Oh, come on. You've got to be somewhere. Wedge, paint scraper, path maker. Well, where's the bloody ladder maker? Doesn't it exist in bronze? If I just wasted. Okay, maybe I'm going to be putting that back down again then. Let's have a look at. Yeah, iron's the lowest. Okay. Well, that's what you get for trying to be efficient and save fuel, isn't it? I mean, save metal. Because you know, how often am I going to use the ladder maker? Once I've made these ladders, I'm not going to be making them all the time. So that's that. Let's let that heat up. While we're doing that, let me go and grab that, so we can just quickly, oops, come on. We can quickly do this. I don't see any benefit to keeping that gap there. Not at this level anyway. So we might as well just bring this all in. Because it's not like I can hang anything on that wall, because it's the interior dimension. So that just makes sense to do that, I think. Right, pop you away, do that, get ready to make myself an iron ladder maker. Almost there. Oh, I'll tell you, this heat wave, we're still in it. Going to be even worse on Monday. I mean, I'm recording this on a Saturday when I think the temperature today is about 29. Apparently it's going to be 30 plus on Monday, which is just going to be miserable. You know, and like any good British household, ladder maker. We, well, let's be brutally honest, British households do not have aircon normally. I actually have aircon. I did go out and purchased aircon a number of years ago. because it became immediately apparent to me that that this kind of temperature was going to be the norm, not the exception. And so far, for the last 3 years, I've not been bloody wrong, which is both disconcerting and things like that. It presumably, well, maybe it doesn't. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's get these out. I mean, I'm going to question mark whether I will then keep these. See, that is much cleaner. No faffing around, no nothing. It's just straight in. That's ladder, 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 ladder. Now, with those being ladders, there's another question that we need to answer, and I am going to. I'm going to actually pop down and just have a look, see with my. Hello. 3 hours and 28 minutes left on those. Okay. Just get rid of those. Go back up. How's my croppage doing? Ooh, look. 7 of 9. 7 of 9. 11 of... Oh, we've nearly got cabbage, the best veg in the game. And we've nearly got onions. So this is all good and pretty good on berries as well. We're going to be laughing. That wasn't creepy at all. Right. So my back chest is definitely, but then the back chest was never meant to be a solid storage medium. It was always meant to be a hoofer. So we got that. Now I wanted to have a look if I have got, first things, do I have any trapdoors pre-made? I've kind of been fairly good with, got those. Greater trapdoor though, I wanted a solid trapdoor, but we'll take those for now. I think you're going to have the same, well, let's just try something. So if I place you there, then that's fine. So this has still got that hole in it, so it won't form a room. Maybe that's the cause, I don't know, or maybe that's the cause. Let's... I suppose I've got any non-caged trapdoors, have I? Before I start making them. Let me just have a look, because this is entirely why we're doing this piece of work. Is because we can't actually do anything. We can't find anything. Which makes life really bloody difficult when you want to do stuff. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so kitchen. What I would like to do is I would like to start off looking at cabinets, because Deco Bazaar has a whole load of cabinets. Now I don't want the fancy cabinets, I want either the right or the left, and I don't know what that one. Hinges on the right, hinges on the left. Oh, hang on, that's the upper. I want the wow, that would have been expected. 2 bits of nugget and some boards. Right, I need some boards. I need some aged wood boards. Is that all the aged wood I've got? I'm going to need a lot more than that if I'm going to do it in aged wood. Or I don't do it in H-wood. I do it in that. Then I need some stone. I think it was it? So, a couple of pebbles and a couple of those. Okay. A couple of those are easy enough. Presumably, I can just do it with those. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I don't know is if these are actually storage or if they're just decorative. They have a small, and I mean a small amount of storage, which I suppose isn't that bad. If I were to do 2 right ones, so I get them that side. I'm not doing the upper ones because not tall enough. I want something I can put things on, and that's probably it. And then I'm going to chisel a fuel storage here, and then that will leave us all of this side to do something with. So I think that was, the left hand side, sorry, that was 1, 2, oh, hang on, right cabinet, 5 boards, that's all it was. So we take one of those, oh hang on, 2, 1, 2, 5 boards, bang. So that will give us a base for the kitchen. That was left. Oh, okay, I don't care. I don't care that much. Right, fuel storage. Let's have a look what we've got. First things first, we need something that looks a bit like coal. A dark stone of some description. If I've got one. I may not even have it. I mean, I've got those. I could always unchisel those, but that kind of defeats the point of having them, doesn't it? A little tiny bit of basalt, got a little bit of obsidian. That might work if we were to make obsidian cobble. Can you make obsidian cobble? I don't even know if you can make obsidian cobble. I don't think you can even make it. Well, that's depressing. So you can't make obsidian cobble. Great. It does make tools, which is fine, but I don't really need them right now. What I need is something like basalt, shale. I can't believe I'm planning to go hunting for miles to go and try and find the mansion there. Yes. Not technically speaking done, but as done as I'm going to do it. Have I seen any half decent dark I mean, we're going to have to go far back if we... That's resonance. We're still not a million miles away from that, thankfully. But... Come on. Now I've got 4 gears I can always reset, can't I? That's good. But I don't think I've actually seen any basalt, and I've got dough. I think I have. Alright, well that kind of... Alright, there's... So, what do we do instead? I think what we do is we grab oak. Oh, come on, I know I put some somewhere. There. And the first thing we do is we get some planks. I've still got my chisel, yeah, that's good. And I've still got my hammer, that's also good. And what we shall do is we shall place you like that. Now you look like claystone actually, and again I don't think I've got any, which is a pain because if I had, then I could match the surface. I'm fairly certain I don't though. Fairly certain that I don't have claystone. This is me trying to talk it into existence, by the way. Look, it worked for the borax, but it is clearly not going to work for conglomerate, which is disappointing. We've got aged conglomerate. I've got conglomerate cobblestone. What I don't have is conglomerates. Damn! Use a tiny bit of the aged conglomerate. Why not? Doesn't have to match. I can always change it later as well. Right, so let's strip off this layer here. And then we will also strip out all of that. Hey, you don't miss some of the tools you've got with QPs until you've not got them. Like the hand planer, I should really make one of those as well. Would make life considerably easier for me. I'm going to get you back to this point. It will blend with that at least if I do this right, and then we're going to add you, and you are just, I'm just going to start off by giving us that railing there. We'll strip that back one actually, just to give an overhang. That kind of works. And then I need that. Combine the two. We're not going to get all of this finished this episode, by the way. I'm kind of resigned to that concept. But now we can come in here and I can go, let's start off and then we'll just bring you out like can't get anything black that looks like coal, then I can do something brown that looks like logs, and that will work. And we'll just do this. Fill it up like a log bin, and I'll be back once I've done that. Alright, so we've done the chiselling through next door. Now I just need to do a little bit of smithing. So we're going to make... So normally you'd have that and that. We also get that with the advanced smithing, which allows you, again, using Napster. I'm not sure I'd like to try and do this by hand. Maybe I should try it one day just as a challenge to see whether it is even possible. Because if it's not possible, then maybe it is a little bit cheated. But if it is possible, then, you know, why worry about it? And then we'll grab you. See, this will give us 18 nails and strips, which is, with the two I've got, enough for 5 decorative chests, 5 high capacity decorative chests. Which means that I can then start thinking about storage. There's also a whole load of decorative stuff in Deco Bazaar. Deco Bazaar, whatever it's called, that mod, which gives us a whole load of themed storage. Not necessarily a lot of themed storage we're going to use and make a lot of usage out of, but certainly something we would otherwise have. Right, now I have got in my inventory a whole load of you, so let me just do maybe 4 of those. That will give me a bunch of those. That will give me some of these. I only want 4 to start off with. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll put these back. And we take you, put you together, we take these two, do that, and that gives me that. Which has got 28 slots, as opposed to a trunk, which has got, what's that, 3, 6, 9, 18, 27. So a trunk is still better because it's 36, so it's 8 slots better than a decorative chest. That's fine, because a trunk takes up twice as many spots, but 2 decorative chests in the same spots is actually therefore better. And more importantly, apart from that annoying glitch, that's your fuel. So now we've got plenty of stuff out for our fuel. We've got these for our cooking storage, all of that good stuff, and we can have a nibble on this. And for now, I think the first thing we should do is start looking to put our cooking stuff away. Now that there is a Deco Bazaar option, which is a cooker, which we may make, but for now we're just going to use you. Then we can go through, as I say, we can start looking for everything that's cooking related. So they're technically cooking related, that is cooking related, that is cooking related, even though we can't use it for actual cooking. So we just pull it all together, get it in one place, and that'll be the first piece of stuff done. Let me get that sorted, I'm back in a moment. Alright, sorry, pausing there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Bang. So I've been doing a little bit of relocating. I've also been doing a little bit of design work, and we'll come to what's going on in there in a moment. Right now, what we need to do is a solid, so that's fine, is get the roof on this. Lick-a-soo. Now, I've still got an issue with the underside. I don't like that, so I'm going to have to do something there to chisel that in. I could make, if I just have a look at shingle and look at fire these, I could make these blocks, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit, and those are, hang on, 4, so I'd need 3 lots, so I need another 12, which means I just need to cook another load of things. Cabbages are done, by the way. My onions are getting there. In case of some, they are, others not quite. But we're making progress. So inside here, I've got my forges. These are there. I actually needed. There was other reason I went outside. Gib, thank you. And I'm going to go and borrow 4 bits from there. That's what get me you. I'm going to take that out because that is not a kitchen implement. But you can see, look, things are vanishing, and they're vanishing into their new homes. Right, you can go in there. That can go there, out the way. So we've got the molds, we've got those. Move that back a little bit. This is decorative forge, so it chisels down, so that works. I'll take that out now just so I don't inadvertently lose it. Starting to get rid of a lot of these tool racks, so we are going to get a lot of those. I've chiseled into the wall there to make that less of a I'm walking Spider-Man style up a straight wall. Now the wall has got proper things in it, and in here I've got, these are set back. In fact, I need to go you because that's nearly done. That is very done. Boop. And that's meat storage. It has a protein and other at different rates, so that's 15% of the rate if I stick meat in there. This is the vessel, of course. Vessel is grain, veg and other, 0.3, so they have different rates. We've got space along here to put those. I'm going to put some probably decorative chests down there because I get more storage per block. I'm not going to, I think I might leave this bit free, but I may actually put some barrels in the ceiling. That might be what my concession is there. Over here I've got a wardrobe, that's where I put all the food. We'll get some valuables down and stuff like that. And then we need to work on what we're going to do in here. And also in here. So, for example, a lot of these tool racks can go into the forge area because I probably won't need them all the time. But we need to work out block storage. I've got, that's andesite, that's walnut, that's oak. I'm thinking I may put some barrels here, like there. And then of course we're into the hidden barrels on the top, on the parapet, the barrels, hidden chests. And I've still got a reasonable amount of nails and strips left, and I haven't barely touched the copper. I did have 16, so I've used a quarter of that. Still a lot to go. I'm going to try and do a lot of this between episodes, and I want to move these. Oh, I'm going to have to move them just because it needs doing. Let me put my toolbox stuff away. And then So at least then I can get rid of this ugly mess of a block here. That needs to find a home as well, but that probably in the bedroom area. For now, you can go there, there, and there. Maybe like that. Now a lot of this I'm going to get rid of. In fact, I'm going to do it now. Because let's get you out my hand. Let's move you, and we'll put you down here. And then we can take all of these nasty stone knives and prop them there. We can take the hoe, and have I got anywhere to give that a bit of proppage? I don't think I have. That's a no. No. Tell you what, I think we'll get away with this. Yeah. So we'll just leave that hoe there. Now I've got 3 sides, so I might as well leave a side here as well. I think, well, that needs to go next door, doesn't it? I think that's all the, no, there's a stone axe there. You might as well have a stone axe as well. I'm never going to use it. So, yeah. So it's just a matter of tidying up, getting everything put away that I can. Let me, in fact, try and put some tools in here that are not related to that can go in here. That's a definite related to that job. You can go there. Boop. You can go there perhaps, along with that. Hammer can go there. Spear, spear, spear. I think I've got more spears actually in storage, so maybe I should go and check what else I've got floating around. Wedge and a fishing spear. Let me just have a look, because I'm fairly certain, yeah, there's all the tools in here. Alright, let me just continue. I'll get this bit done. I want to get rid of that, move that, and then I'll probably rearrange these out of the way if I can, wherever I can, work out what's what where, yada yada, and we'll come back in a moment. Alright, I think I am sweating to death here. I've got a lot of this transferred over. We've still got a lot to move, but I've taken a screenshot. We've got this hasn't changed inside. We still need to put some fuel storage in here and other bits and pieces. But for the most part, maybe a couple of mould racks. I think it is mould rack. No. I'm fairly certain there's a mould rack. There's a rack of some description. Hang on. And I'm fairly certain you can make it fairly early on. H tank brand. No, I'd love to have that, but it's not what I'm looking for. Vertical rack, sticks and planks. Out of planks. Need some timber then. Let me head up. So up here, we've got our fabric on the chimney breast there. We've got this, which is just a little thing. We've got a wardrobe, which I've already mentioned. That is a hidden chest, which is basically a little wall safe where we keep our valuables. In here, we've got our meat storage, which is better. We've got our veg storage, which is better. This is relatively straightforward to make. It's just 8 veg and some planks. We've got our bone storage box, which is basically using as mob drops. So that's there. I've got a whole bunch of these. That one's got the grain in it. because that's actually got a pretty good rate for grain anyway, so I don't think we need anything fancy down there. What I'm looking for is what I'm going to do down here, and I'm thinking we're going to go with the metal chests, so the copper, bronze, iron, because we do have those. I've just not used them because, you know, resources have not been wildly available. What did I come up for? Oh yeah, in the ceiling we've got clay. That's blue clay, red clay. That is low fertility soil. There's no markers on these. That is the only downside. So we let me just get 8 of those. We'll chop them up. But we'll use some more crates elsewhere as well. They are going to become useful, I think, for certain things. Let's just go over there. Now, what was I after there? Oh, what did I want that for? I remember. I wanted it for. Was it that? It was. Let me do 2 lots. Just because they are. Do they collapse if I put you on the? Oh, you need to be on a face. Like that. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. Which means then we should then be able to go back in here and find our tool molds. We don't have many. But, oh, I did make solid trapdoors. Okay. Well, that wasted some stuff. Doesn't really matter. It's only wood. Now, somewhere I have got shingles. No, I don't think that will that work. I don't know. We can give it a try. Nope, it won't. Okay. So I've got somewhere I must have. There we go. Shovel, hammer, thing, and that. You can have the shingles mold back. Can't place the bed of nails mold in there or that because those are too big. But as we'll probably make some more, or may never make more. Let's be honest. I might just have those. In which case, I could probably raise it off the ground and put something underneath it. But every little bit goes to clearing that. We need to get some, like I say, fuel storage in there. And if I were to empty that, then I can probably clear that chest. And this is kind of the process. It's empty a chest, move on, empty a chest, move on. See, that does not belong there. It belongs in the kitchen, but that's another chest we got, so that's all good. And you go in there. That bread basket, I was hoping that would actually be storage. It's not, it's decorative. I'll just put it there because I don't want to waste it, but you know, it'll probably end up being thrown away eventually. Yeah. Steady progress. Next episode, I think we will have this finished. We should hopefully also be fairly close. I mean, I can harvest my cabbage now. I don't know what I'm going to plant here instead, but I did also make this, but it's actually pretty cack. It doesn't have much at all. I'm just going to have a look. What are your nutrients like now? N. Yeah, they're not brilliant, are they? What about you? You're P, but you're not quite. I mean, I suppose I can grab that one, and that one, and that one. So I've only got 6 of these, so I can put 4 of those cabbages down. Better than nothing in it. And yeah, I think we'll probably be in a position, I can plant those onions as well, in a position to actually do some stuff. I mean, that's got 2.9 years of life in there, as have the onions. Crazy amount of store of capacity. So yeah, I am happy with that. I need to put my cabbages away. If I can find wherever I put my seeds. Oh, I bet I've not got space for cabbage, have I? So take that out, put that in. So yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching. I am going to go and find something cool to drink, I think, because I can't stand this heat much longer. It really is oppressive. We are just not psychologically suited to this kind of heat in the UK. It's not part of our makeup. We just wilt and die. But I'd like to get this finished. I'll try and get this finished probably between episodes if I can, and then maybe we'll get daring and possibly go into the dungeon down there. Possibly. I'm not promising. I'm not promising because I haven't got my brake pants on, but it could happen. So, until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.